In a Revit project, there's a function called starting view that allows you to set the starting view inside of that project. Most people, when they first stumble upon the starting view command, assume the reason why it's there is so that you have a nice pretty picture whenever you open up your Revit project at the start of the day. Starting view was designed for large projects. What we're looking at is the starting view for the default Revit project. But this is one of the lightest projects as far as file size goes that you'll ever run into. Whenever you have large projects like hospitals or casinos, after a while you'll start to realize that 3D views like this take a long time to regenerate and open when you first try to open them in the morning. So to speed up that initial loading process, you should create a starting view that everyone can begin at, and it won't take nearly as long to load as the full three-dimensional view like we're looking at here. Now to create that starting view, I'm going to come in here to the floor plans, 01 entry level. I'm only coming here just so that I activate a lot of the different menu options that we have going on the ribbon. We need to create a drafting view. So I'm going to select on view, come over here to drafting view and click. In this case, I'm going to call it starting view and click on OK. So we now have a two-dimensional drafting view with nothing in it. Now we could leave it like this, but most of the time people might get a little bit confused if it opened up and they weren't expecting it to be just blank. So what most companies will do is they'll come into the Annotate tab, they'll select on text, then they'll put a standard note in here. I'm just going to call it starting view, but oftentimes it might be a little bit more descriptive, several lines of text, maybe a paragraph describing the project, whatever the case may be. For Revit, the process, just a piece of text and a white background, doesn't take very long at all. Once you have your starting view set up for that quick load time, we now need to set this view as being the starting view. And to do that, we can come underneath the Manage tab, and there's an icon right above Manage Project. It's called Starting View. And by default, more than likely, it probably says Last Viewed. What that means is whoever saves it and then closes out at the end of the day, that's going to be the view that pops up. Well, we don't really want that. We want to pick the drafting view called Starting View. And now click on OK. Now, if we would save it, close it out, and open up, this view, as we see it right now, would be the view that we would see on the screen. The point of it being is that you don't really want to have a full 3D view, like the view that we saw before, or the site plan view that's about ready to get brought up here, because it would have to process every column, every floor, every modeled object in the project just to open it up. By doing the starting view, it's faster because all it has to do is process some text and then silently in the background, download your model to your computer.